Welcome everybody, Mr. Vidich here. Today we're looking at lesson 5.5, collecting like terms. Okay, so what is a like term? Well, the definition here is that a like term is an algebraic term which are different only in the coefficients, and remember coefficients are the numbers at the front, are called like terms. So let me go ahead and say that again here. So if a term has the same variables or symbols, then it's a like term. Okay, so if I had something like 4x plus 3x, and I look at my symbols and they're the same, that means they're like terms. Okay, on the other hand, if I had 4x plus 3y, well, these are not like terms, so I cannot add them. It's like apples and oranges. Okay, you cannot add apples and oranges. So let's go ahead and do a couple examples. The first one here says simplify, and when we mean simplify, we want to collect like terms. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some colors, and I'm going to underline my like terms. So again, I look for the variables, and I see the x here. I'm going to underline it in blue, and then I'm going to go ahead and find some more x's, and I see some x's over here. Okay, I have some y's here. Well, those are different, and I have a term here with no variable, so that's different as well. So the only thing that I can simplify is the 5x minus 2x. So 5x minus 2x, I'm going to go ahead and do that in my head. 5 minus 2 is 3, so 3x. And then the other ones, I'm going to cross them out because that tells me that I finished working with them, and I'm just going to copy the other ones like this, okay? And then that's it, actually. We're done, okay? That's the only like term in that question. Example number 2. Okay, I have some xy's here, and I have some yx's, and some xy's again. Now remember, multiplication, the order of multiplication doesn't matter, so xy is the same thing as yx, or 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. Okay, so these here are all like terms. Okay, so let's go ahead and do those. I also have some other like terms. I think you noticed them. Well, the 7 and the negative 2 are also like terms because I can simplify them. So I have 3xy's minus 5yx's, and those are the same, minus 3 more. Well, let me see how many I have. I start with 3, I lose 5, that's minus 2, and I lose 3 more, that's minus 5. Okay, so minus 5 xy, and then I have 7. Let me change my color. Here we go. 7 minus 2. Well, that's going to be plus 5. Okay, so I went from this big complicated expression here to a nice looking simplified one down here. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, now I have to combine what we learned last time, and that's how to get rid of brackets before we can simplify. So that's really important. You have to get rid of brackets before we can simplify. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute. Remember, there's a negative 1 here, and now again, this m is going to be repeated, m plus 5n, and now when I multiply this negative 1 by the things inside the bracket, I'm going to get negative 5m minus 2n. Remember, the signs flip-flop, so we started with a positive, and they're both going to be negative. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my like terms here. So I have some m's here and some m's here, and I have some n's and I have some more n's. So the final expression here is going to be m minus 5m. It's going to give me minus 4m. Cross them out. I have 5n minus 2n is going to give me plus 3n. Okay. Here we go. I got to get rid of my brackets again, so I'm going to distribute. And I'm going to distribute over here. So 5 times m is 5m. 5 times 2 is 10. Negative 2m times m. is negative 2, and m times m, well, that's just 2m, so m squared. Okay, and then negative 2m times 3 is going to be negative 6m. Okay, so we're multiplying everything. All right, now let me get my highlighters. I have some m's here and some negative 6m's here. Okay, this might look like it's the same term, but it's not. M squared is not the same thing as m, so those are not like terms. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this answer here. So I have negative 2m squared, get rid of that one, 5m minus 6m, that's going to be negative 1m, or just negative m, cross them out, and then plus 10. Okay, all right, let's see. Last one here. Oh no, a couple more. All right. Example number 5. Oh, I have some fractions now. Well, that's no problem. Good thing we all learn how to multiply fractions. Distribute here, and here we go. I have 3 over 4, or 3/4 times 4x. Okay, so 3/4 times 4x, that's, well, the 4's are just going to cancel out. And I'm going to be left with 3x here. And then 3/4 times 1, that's just going to be 3/4. Okay, well, I'm losing things here. Okay, I have, oh, there's an arrow there too. So 1/3 times 3, well, the 3's are going to cancel. So I'm going to be left with plus x, because 1 times x is x. And then finally, I'm going to be left with negative 2 over 3. Okay, and if you're wondering how I got that, I can do that off to the side here. That's this branch over here. I have 1/3 times negative 2, and times negative 2 over 1, and that would be negative 2 over 3. Okay, now I have to collect my like terms. So I have some x's here and some x's here, and I have some 3/4 here and negative 2/3 over here. So let's go ahead and add all that up. So 3x plus x is 4x. Cross this out. And I have 3/4 minus 2/3. Let me go ahead and do that off to the side here. So 3/4 minus 2/3, get my common denominator, which is a 12. And then I'm going to get 9. I'm going to get 9. Well, I'm losing stuff everywhere here. 9 minus 8. Okay, which is 1 over 12. Okay, so it's going to be plus 1 over 12. Okay, let's go ahead and do the last example. And here looks pretty complicated, but again, I have two fractions, so anytime you're adding or subtracting fractions, you have to get a common denominator. So let me go ahead and do that first. The common denominator between 2 and 3 is 6. So I'm going to go ahead and write my 6. And now, okay, all I do is ask myself, what happened to the 2 so that it turned into a 6, where I have to multiply it by 3. So whatever I do to the bottom, I'm going to have to do to the top. So I'm going to multiply the top also by 3. So I'm going to multiply the x plus 2 by 3, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. How did the 3 turn into a 6? Well, it got multiplied by 2, so I'm going to multiply the top by 2 as well. 2x minus 1. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and write everything over one denominator, like this over 6, and it's going to be 3x plus 2 minus 2x minus 1 in the bracket. And now I'm going to go ahead and distribute, and I'm going to do it over here. I have 3x plus 6, and then minus 4x plus 2. Be careful because the negative and the negative make a positive. Okay, all of this is going to be over 6. And again, I'm going to collect my like terms. I have some x's here and x's here. Oh, how did that disappear there? And then I have some, and if you don't have colors, you can use shapes like this. You can use squares and triangles and circles to show your like terms. Okay, so 3x minus 4, well, that's going to be negative x. 6 plus 2 is going to be 8. So my final answer is negative x plus 8 over 6. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.